What's up, family? Just out here chilling with the pup. I've been hit with this twice in less than 24 hours by two different people. If God was so just, people would not suffer. I don't think people understand what suffering is. I don't think they understand where pain comes from. Well, they don't understand it. I mean, if you're blaming God, you don't understand where pain, suffering, hurt, depression, you guys don't understand where that comes from. And it's one simple word on where that comes from: Lucifer. It's not God's fault that we know what we know right now. That was what was contained in the tree of knowledge. There's a tree of life and the tree of knowledge. Adam and Eve ate from the apple of knowledge, the apple of the tree of knowledge. Okay? So if they didn't eat from the apple of the tree of knowledge, things would probably be way different here. Way different. If Satan did not come down, if Lucifer didn't think that he was more powerful than God, we wouldn't have all the pain and the suffering and the turmoil and the hate that we have today. Wouldn't be around. So before you guys get quick and jump the gun and blame God for your suffering, first of all, you have to understand this. Your choices, that's what brings your suffering or your joy. Your choices. I can choose to make these videos and spread the word of God that way, or I can choose to just go and stomp out evil myself and attack people that I say are evil. I mean, my choices, either way, I'm trying to show people, expose evil. Either way. It's just one way is a good way, one way is a bad way. I had, and both people were like, talking about family members. My mother was so Christian and she believed and she went through all this pain and all this suffering and hell on earth. Well, let me tell you where I come from on this. My mom taught me everything I know, growing up until, like I said, I got with my sensei and he started teaching me more stuff. But my mom was God fearing. Okay, she trusted God with her life. She was given medications throughout her life that made her sick. I mean, she was constantly sick. She was constantly in bed with migraines. I wouldn't see her out of bed for sometimes a week at a time. And that was just to take her to the emergency room. Okay? We prayed. We asked God to help us. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that He didn't. But it was surrendering. You got to surrender your life to God. She went to California back in '04 and wound up in the hospital. The doctor said, "Hey, I got good news for you. Well, first of all, we found out the problem. You're allergic to your medicine that your doctors have been prescribing for you for 12 years. She's allergic to it from day one. Doctors didn't want to do any tests. They said they figured that their diagnosis was the final diagnosis. Now, my mom had been to several doctors, and none of them tested for this. She goes to a doctor, sees him one time in California, he tests her, says, you don't need any medication at all. You didn't need any of these medications. None of them. And she's like all happy. That's great news. That is great news. And then the doctor says, the bad news is you only have 6 months to live. And I'm kind of stretching it, but I'm going to try to give you at least 6 months drug free. My mom was labeled as a drug addict throughout several hospitals in Pennsylvania due to the ignorance of the doctors themselves. My mom died October 12th, 2004. My youngest son was born October 14th, 2004. My son's birth kept me from going postal on these doctors. Because basically, as I see it, they're the ones that killed my mom, tormented her, and killed her. But I also know people sell their souls to the devil. They sell their souls. And it's not just rappers, it's not just movie stars, it's not actors, it's not politicians, it's not just them. It's everyday, ordinary, average people. And that's why I say these doctors sold their soul. They want to label somebody and push them out the door because all they care about is that insurance money. They just cared about making $150,000, $350,000 a year so they can drive around in their Porsche. It's all about material things. And that's what it is with Luciferians. It's all about material things, worldly things. Did God answer our prayers? Yeah. I mean, some people could say no. Okay. Some people could say no. Frank, look, man, your mom was sick, and she suffered for all those years. But you don't know what we prayed about. You don't know what we asked for. I know, these people were talking about their moms. But do you wholeheartedly know what your mother was asking for, what she was praying for? Maybe she came to terms and knows that, hey, all the pain in the world is evil. It's all related to Lucifer. And what is happening in this world is what needs to happen in this world. People are casting judgment on God, saying that he is not fair, he is not just because he has hell, because people go to hell. But what they fail to realize is you guys condemn yourselves to hell. Do I feel bad for the people that are going to hell? I feel bad because I don't want any of my brothers and sisters going to hell. Okay? And that doesn't I'm not excluding a single person in this world. Whatever their crimes were, whatever evil they did that just by allowing themselves to have evil work through them. Maybe they didn't understand that. Maybe they had no clue. And it just happened. Nobody took the time to teach them about God and to teach them about his forgiveness, his love, his blessings, his everyday miracles. But people losing faith in God, losing trust in God because he didn't do it. What the crap, dude? That was big. It's bees, man. Because he didn't do it how you wanted him to do it. Answer me one question, okay? Honestly. Who knows better, you or God? just that simple. I have things that happen in my life. I don't question God. I question what I did. What did I do to get this? But I also see things that are coming at me. I see evil coming at me. It doesn't mean I did evil things. No, evil is out to get me. Even more so now. I mean, evil doesn't go wholeheartedly after people that they already have. Lucifer is not going to go after you because you're already Luciferian. You see what I'm saying? You get God in you, he's going to attack you. He's going to come after you every way that he can. Kill, steal, destroy. That's his only missions. I mean, come on, guys. So blaming God for this stuff that goes on in your life, goes on in others people's lives that you don't understand, that's absurd. How do you do that? Do you know his reasons for what he was doing? Do you know his reasons on why he took your mom when he took her to heaven? And that's my biggest thing. You want to get mad at God because he called your mother, dad, brother, sister, son, daughter, cousin, aunt, uncle up to heaven? He called them up to heaven and you're mad? He's not just? How do you get more just than that? Come on. And you're mad because they're in heaven. I don't get that. I don't get that. Nobody wants to see the blessings they get after they lose a blessing. Think about that. Peace and love, guys.